Okay, so let's see, other things about what I got going here. I don't use a lot of tools when I'm throwing, mostly sponge. These sponges are actually, drop a name here, Detroit Sponge and Chamois, my favorite sponge supplier in the world. They sell these flat window washer sponges. This is a high density hydrophilic sponge, and I actually just slice them on the bandsaw. What I like about this sponge is, all right, so looks like not a lot of, there's no water dripping out of this. This tiny sponge can hold a fantastic amount of water. And it's very, very thin, so I can feel things through it. And especially when you're doing production work, the idea is that you don't want to keep going to the water bowl constantly. If I can squeeze water into the piece as I'm throwing with the sponge is really good. For early on with your wheel throwing, it's not going to matter as much. If you're throwing, I don't know, honestly, under 3 pounds, you'll gain something from using the sponge, but not as much as you will later when you're trying to do more mass and you need the sponge also to distribute the force from your fingers. I have fairly round sausage-like fingers, so they don't dig in a whole lot, but if I push through a sponge, they don't dig in hardly at all. And the larger the clay mass is, the more force I have to apply in order to get it to move. And the broader of a surface I want to apply that force. The sponge is really helpful for that. All right, so I got my sponge. I have a sharp, squared, angled wooden rib. I actually make these now. Kemper used to make them. I don't believe they do make them anymore. So this is one that I made. And a short angle wooden tool that I use for cleaning the pieces up towards the end. Often I'll have a chamois, so just a little wet piece of leather, or a piece of heavy plastic, a piece of cloth. A lot of things work for that. Water bowl. Big sponge for cleaning my hands. That's pretty much it.